Welcome back to another episode of the Board AF vlog. As I've said in the previous video, I will be watching a movie today, and then tomorrow another episode of Ultra Q, and then the next day after that is another movie. So the movie that I'm gonna watch today is this movie called Gamera, the Giant Monster. I have been watching Godzilla movies and other movies related to Godzilla, but I have neglected the Gamera movies, or neglected watching the Gamera movies. But now I'm gonna watch it. Yun. Haba ako mag-English. Yun. 1965. Gamera, the Giant Monster. Ingay na naman. May mga jeep tsaka tricycle na dumadaan. Anyway, let's go. Gamera, the Monster, Giant Monster. 1965. Yeah, let's go. Okay, so the movie has just begun. Kakasimula pa lang niya. And so far, okay siya. Okay yung it's like a cold open. The movie started, it's black and white, so actually medyo prefer ko yung yung black and white. Mas nagagandahan ako sa dun sa ganong aesthetic ng movie na black and white. Yun. Anyway, yun. Kakasimula pa lang ng movie, tapos pinakita na kaagad si Gamera. Kakatamad kasi pakita sa inyo, pero explain ko na lang. Yun, parang pinakita na may unidentified na mga planes, mga airplanes or jet fighters. Tapos nagpasabog sila sa North Pole, I guess. Para basta sa snowy part naman. Tapos then comes parang na-shatter, nag-break yung ice. Tapos biglang nag-ascend si Gamera. And that's the movie so far. I like it. I like the start of this movie. So, Godzilla tuloy. Gamera 1965. Gamera 1965. Gamera, the Giant Monster, 1965. It's definitely a pale imitation of it's an imitation. It's a copy of Godzilla, of the first Godzilla movie. It's black and white. There's a monster na was brought back into the world via atomic radiation, and has a specific power caused by the radiation, and he's terrorizing the city of Tokyo or Hokkaido or Japan, and some scientist concocts a plan in order to solve the problem, which is the kaiju or Gamera. Yung execution lang yung medyo different, but it's overall the same story. And also medyo nag-focus sila sa right off the bat, parang they focused on wanting to make Gamera a good character, or a good like a gray area monster, Pero si Godzilla in 1954, the first Godzilla movie, he was only seen as a threat to humanity. And well, merong doctor dun sa Godzilla na he doesn't want to kill or ano, you know, eradicate Godzilla kasi he could be he could be um he could be experimented on or tawag dito, observed and researched in order to develop new scientific discoveries or whatever yan. Si Gamera, yung yung character or yung force na nagsasabi na he might be a good ano he might be a good force or a good something that should not be killed is a plain child. It's just a child called Toshio who thinks that Gamera was his pet turtle that transformed immediately after he threw it off of a cliff because his father wanted him to just get rid of the turtle kasi hindi clear sa akin kung bakit nila ayaw yung turtle. Hindi ko talaga gets kung bakit nila kinailangan parang for exposition lang, for lead up lang into this certain situation. It's very contrived. I think I'm using the word wrong, pero medyo i-search ko lang. Contrived, deliberately created rather than arising naturally or spontaneously. So, correct. I am correct. This movie the story is very contrived. It's very convenient. For a first installment, they already did not risk anything, as in, and it doesn't make sense kung bakit kayang kung bakit gusto ni Gamera mag-absorb or mag-consume ng apoy ng fire. It doesn't make sense. I mean, I get na he was awoken from atomic radiation, but the fire thing doesn't make sense kasi it doesn't relate to anything atomic or nuclear in nature, or it just doesn't really make sense na he suddenly transforms into this. I mean, I get na there's this legend that exists, like an yung sabi dun sa movie, like an Eskimo legend that parang something in this carving na there are flying turtles, giant turtles called Gamera. Well, that's basically it. That's basically that's basically the explanation. Pero yeah, parang if you look at it overall, hindi siya, and also if you compare it with Godzilla, it doesn't really, it does not compare with Godzilla kasi Godzilla, at least may sense yung atomic breath ni Godzilla kasi yung atomic radiation, atomic breath, so it makes sense. Kaya nag-glow yung scales niya. There's something in him, in his system na nag-change, I guess, in a molecular level, kaya meron siyang atomic breath. Pero si Gamera, you're taking a giant turtle, and what are turtles known for? For living in the sea. They are known for living in the sea, or they are aquatic creatures. Well, there are certain types of turtles and there are certain types of tortoises. I think tortoises are land creatures. So it's more based of a tortoise than a turtle. Pero still, they are both parang hindi sila connected in any way to fire. So why would you use fire to to connect it with this with this turtle kaiju? Does not make sense to me. Does not it did not fare well with with my experience in watching this first movie. So tsaka parang okay, I get na because of the legend they had to explain why why there are these turtles flying in this fucking rock. Pero the way it's executed is just they make Gamera fly by the use of the the fire within him, as in parang parang nag-shell up siya, parang yung ulo niya tsaka lahat ng ng parts ng body niya nagtago after being put upside down, tapos biglang nag-emit ng fire yung holes niya from where his head and this basta every limb or part or hole in his body nag-emit ng fire, tapos he just up and went into the air like a UFO and started flying off into the sky. Oh my god. Tapos yung ending nila, they decide on doing this so-called Plan Z or Z plan. They could have just fucking said Plan Z kasi mas madaling sabihin kaysa yung Z plan. Like what are they thinking? So basically the Z plan is for them to lure Gamera by using fire, obviously. Tapos parang sinurround siya in this like circle of fire or flames. Tapos biglang parang bumukas yung kung ano man yun. I didn't know what it was until they revealed that shell or that circle thing to be a part of the like the cockpit of or like the point or the top of this rocket that they flew off into space in order for Gamera to go into Mars for him to be there instead of the humans dealing with Gamera being on Earth. They decided to bring him to another planet. Oh my god. Buti pa kung may setup yung yung solution na yun yung plan na yun, pero they just oh my god. Buti sana akong binanggit na okay, we have a plan to put this giant monster inside of a ship and blast that ship off into space, wherever into space. Fuck it, let's let's put him to Pluto or Jupiter or something, Mars, yeah, whatever, sure. Oh my god, it makes no sense. I'm gonna give it hirap. Like I'm very confused as to why why they even there's more movies to come. There are more movies to come. There are like 11 more movies that I need to watch, and I'm definitely gonna watch it. despite what it is. Oh my god. Masakit ulo ko. Okay. I'm gonna give this, I was planning on giving it a 7.5 kasi yung rating ko sa Godzilla was only an 8 out of 10 because yun yung control level ko nun. I didn't think about it. I don't know. It should, so anyway, for my 7.5, since I gave it a lot of, because of my review of it, my initial reaction to it, and a lot of negative stuff about it. Tsaka hindi rin memorable yung hindi rin memorable masyado yung medyo nag-work yung kid character. Medyo siya, lens for the children, for the youth. Pero as the movie progresses, the kid is just again contrived, very convenient na nakakalusot siya anywhere, he gets everywhere. Like his parents don't even know how to fucking hold your kid in place. Hold your fucking child in place. Come on. Just do that instead of him fantasizing about his pet turtle being this fucking large giant monster called Gamera from Japanese mythology or some bullshit like that. I'm gonna give this a 7. I'm gonna give it a 7 kasi kahit papano they tried to do like a mythological story, like pero yeah, it's all over the place. Like they literally jumped the shark so soon in this like this is only the first movie and I already know what I'm gonna expect. Like the insanity, the madness, the chaos that I'm going to expect with the rest of the movies to come. Expect ko na somehow Gamera survives being on Mars and fucking goes back to Earth in order to save the human race from this creature called Barugon, or I don't know. And it's pronounced Gamera. Parang may diin dun sa ga. It's mera. Gamera. Imbis na Gamera. But I want to say Gamera kasi mas doesn't matter. 6. Hindi, 7. 7 out of 10. Yun. Like and subscribe if you have not already. Hit the bell to get notified. I'll see you in the next one.